Do you have a child who's having failure to launch, or another loved one, or you work with people who struggle with that, or it might be you having a hard time leaving home? I'm going to talk about this some today, but more broadly than people usually do, because I'm going to include things relating to adolescence, and people may be stuck at that stage, like 14, 15 years old, learning disabilities and avoiding school and etc., drugs and so on, as well as after launching, maybe even 10 years later, your child is still struggling. So I'll talk about all of that with you in this video, and we'll do some healing work around it. I'll talk about some of that with you, and then we have a free webinar coming up that you may be interested in. So why should you listen to me? So that's the first question, of course. So let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Rémi. I've been in the helping field now. I'm certified as a marriage and family therapist and I've been in the helping field for 50 years. I spent 10 years of that working in child protection and kids running away and suicidal stuff and etc. So I get it, and I've worked with a whole host of other things apart from that. So I get it. So with my being certified as an expert in the field in quotations and then as a trainer, it wasn't enough. It just absolutely was not enough for so many people that I worked with. I was able to be really effective in my work. I wanted more. So I became weird. My weirdness came out more fully, let me put it that way. In terms of the spiritual practices that I was doing, I started to experiment with healing visualizations and so on to help people who were stuck and struggling. Because some of it is not just learning disability, for example, because there's underlying stuff. There's a reacting to having difficulty learning and wanting to give up. It's pointless and so on. So the reaction to the difficulty is crucial to deal with. Or you have a child that's struggling with drugs and so on. When I came out of the closet with my weirdness, one of the things that I, some decades ago, one of the things that I did is that there's this mother that came in and so she was desperate. My son is really struggling. He's into drugs and so forth. He lives in a quite far away from me, and I haven't talked to him for quite some time. What do I do? So we did a healing visualization, first session. We did a healing visualization, focusing on him, helping him to heal some of the energies that he was struggling with, and so on. And he contacted her a couple of days later and said, "Mom, I'm really stuck. I need your help. I'd like to get back home. Can you help me to heal the stuff that I'm dealing with?" So that's an example of some of the power that you have with a loved one, whether you're a parent or not. And there's never a guarantee, of course. So and if somebody's been suicidal and they're avoiding not only launching and leaving home, but they're avoiding life because they've had various layers of trauma from this or other lifetimes, or they're really very sensitive, highly sensitive persons, the research calls it, and they inhale the suffering of the world around them, for example. And for some of you, you now won't be open to this, but that's okay. There are past life issues that people struggle with. They didn't want to be born. They didn't want to incarnate, right? So various flavors of suffering. Or they were sexually abused and you don't even know about it, and they're reacting to that. So, and there's difficulties in the world these days. Those poor billionaires, we have to give them major donations and so forth, but the rest of the people end up really struggling and difficulty getting jobs and so on. And so they're giving up. One of the things that I did as part of my weird stuff is I spent 2 years working with homeless people who had given up and on life and they were just wandering around picking up cigarette butts and asking for donations uh, to buy the next round of cocaine or whatever. So I did some healing work with them. I was working with a small group. I did some healing work with them, and a lot of them ended up reconnecting with their family, getting jobs, and etc. So there's no such thing as hopeless. The parts of you that feel that it's hopeless, there's nothing I can do. You've tried a whole bunch of things. Look more broadly. There's no guarantee. But as we clear the luggage around them, as we help to clear that around the person who's struggling, whether it's your loved one that has difficulty to launch or it's your spouse or whoever, as we help to clear that, it makes it easier for them to step forward into life more fully or reconnect with you more fully. There's no guarantee. As I say, there's no guarantee. And the likelihood is greatly increased that as you help to clear the luggage around them, and as you see things differently, you have more power. You have more capacity, and you deal with your own suffering as a result. Oh, my child is having such a horrible time, must be my fault somehow, right? Or having shame or etc. People blaming you and so on. So all of these things are really crucial for people to get on with their lives. So there's also a gender thing. There's a variety of complex issues. There's drugs and gender issues and so on. So we have a free webinar coming up that you may want to be interested in terms of helping to heal various aspects of failure to launch. If you're interested in learning more, hit the button below, get more information on what's coming up, and then you can choose to register or not. If you watch this after the event has happened, then you'll be able to watch it anytime in the future. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, my name is Rémi, and you take care for now.